Get to Kansas City, you must be in this bracket, which features 30 automatic qualifiers and 34 at-large selection. Colorado earns the 3 seed in this quadrant of the bracket. The season rolls on for Utah Valley.
Welcome to This Week in Colorado Soccer. Eric Poloni, Danny Sanchez, and of course Seth Pringle joining us. Coach, there it was. We just saw the clip of the team's reaction to getting selected into the NCAA Tournament for 2025. A 3 seed, we'll get to that in a moment. But first start off, because obviously we haven't talked since the Big 12 Tournament, yes, which I predicted the winner.
Yes, you did.
I did say.
It would have been nice if you predicted Colorado. But
well, I said they could win it.
Gotcha.
That didn't mean that I didn't think you could win it.
Fair enough.
But BYU as the 8th seed was able to pull it off. But before they got to that point, obviously the Buffs had their first round match against UCF, down 2 goals at halftime. And then really the team just, I don't know what you said at halftime, but I'm sure that's what it was.
I appreciate the
spark them.
The spark. You know, as for those of you that were following that last Monday was, there's a lot of delays, penalty kicks, overtime, whatever. So you'd like to say we were asleep, but it appeared we were asleep in the first half. We gave up, the first goal. Second goal was just kind of a, the ball bobbles in the goal. So you're down 2-0 at halftime. But like I told the team at halftime, it was the least convincing 2-0 deficit I've ever been. I've been coaching for a long time, as we know. And I challenged them to say, if this is how you're going to go out, you'd be disappointed. Let's go out on the front foot. And sure enough, what a response from the Buffs in the second half. Because UCF's a good team. They're a 7th seed in the NCAA tournament, which we'll get to in a minute, for a reason. So we came out second half with just lots of energy. Emerson gets the ball, plays a nice ball through to Hope. Hope does Hope things and gets the ball first. 2-1, and you can almost feel the momentum shift. Right after that, boom, we get another opportunity. Reagan plays a nice ball through. Jace gets on the end of it. 2-2, and now the momentum's all us. We're on the front foot. We're defending well. We're defending well in the midfield and up top. We're winning the ball high up the field. We win a corner kick. Ava whips a great ball in. And this is what you call a woman header. I mean, Hope gets up and just smashes that thing in. 3-2. Maybe could have had another, but really eliminated not a lot of chances for Central Florida going forward after that. A 3-2 win and a deserved win, and a good momentum going forward. Because it was a match that we had to have for obvious reasons, for seeding and NCAAs and all that kind of stuff. And so it was a great win by Buffs.
Second round, Kansas. Hate to play somebody twice. Maybe a little bit of a grudge, whatever it is, whatever motivation that they had. Obviously not the result you were looking for in the semifinal, but also a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. And you even had mentioned, you're like, they're a lot like us. They're that team. And so obviously not the result you wanted, but talk a little bit about that match.
Yeah, we actually played a lot better than when we beat them the Thursday before. And that's what I told the team after the match. It doesn't make you feel any better, but, the match on the previous Thursday was like, I don't know, Seth, 8-1 on corners or something like that. We were up 9-7 on corners. Shots were basically even. First half, we're playing well. Ava serves a nice ball, and Emerson, a great flick. Boom. Faith finishes it. Up 1-0 at halftime. But it wasn't like a comfortable 1-0. It was a 1-0 that could go either way. Second half comes. We give up the goal on the counter, which is disappointing. We didn't deal with it well. It's 1-1. Boom, they go forward. They win the ball again. Shot, deflected, goes in 2-1. But we still have plenty of time left. And to be fair, they cleared one off the line. Keeper made a nice save. It was a 2-1 game. It's just like the previous Thursday. We just happened to be on the wrong end of it. But looking at it, because some people asked me, we had been on the road. We had that long stretch in Utah. We came back. We had a weekend home. Then we had 3 days in Kansas, came home for less than 24 hours, and we're off to Texas. Now we're 6 days in Texas. There's worse things than to be able to get home on Thursday, off on Friday, train on Saturday, off on Sunday, and then we came back and trained kind of normal training rhythm this week. So obviously we wanted to win the Big 12, but it was a time where a lot of players were playing a lot of minutes, and hindsight's we'll see if it was better for us, but seeing how our players were, they would nothing better for them to advance to the final, but maybe in the NCAA tournament. Maybe it'll help us.
Yeah. Well, all the top 8 teams in the Big 12 all made the tournament.
And like we said, anybody can win it. Like you said, I mean, 8 seed won it and the 7 seed was in the final. There's really no difference. There's really no difference when you're there. The problem for me is, and Jason and I talked about it on the Monday game, we blame the team for coming out quiet. I got there at 11 a.m. for the 11:30 kickoff and watched every game. So by the time we left at close to midnight, help me with the math here, that's 13 hours. I think I may have done a little too much that day, and so maybe I'll take the first half on me. But at the end of it, it was a strong conference, and most importantly, for all 8 of those teams, they're all going to be playing this weekend.
Yeah, I know on the first game, up in the press box, they were not enjoying the color clash with the two schools with the same black and white. They kept mixing it up inside the press box. The UCF, SID, and myself were very busy correcting people, but that was just
maybe we should do that more often because we won the game. So maybe we should confuse teams more often.
There you go.
Similar
all
colors.
just come out wearing black and gold.
Black and gold.
You can just call it good.
I'm pretty sure Utah Valley's green and white, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Well, I was talking about
that game.
What Seth was saying.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, do want to give a shout out to, remember we had mentioned that they had some watch parties. It is Rocky Mountain Tap and Garden in Louisville. And although we did not get the result that we wanted against Kansas, we went there. Eduardo Provencio, his lovely wife Heather, Louise Garrels, and her husband on his birthday.
What else
all came out. We had a little bit of impromptu watch party. They had the game on for us. They did a great job. So Seth tagged Rocky Mountain Tap and Garden in this week's
tag.
There we go. You got any pictures of that or no?
No.
Okay, good.
I took a picture of the screen, and then, I mean, you kind of ruined the mood.
Yeah.
Like we were all having a great time, and then, so we blame you. Sorry. We can't blame them.
Yeah.
So anyways, great time, obviously, to be able to watch the game in a bar. It was kind of fun. So we had a nice time. But before we get on to the NCAA selection show, obviously, personally, your son, Drew.
Yes.
I believe we have some footage of a couple of goals.
As we get to that footage, it's interesting because my lovely wife, Beth, takes the losses harder than anybody. And that's what I love. I love a lot of things about her, but that's what I love, how much she cares. So we get back to the hotel after the Kansas match. We're disappointed. I'm trying to put the positive spin. We get more rest, blah, 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 blah. But then they were very disappointed. So we flip up the screen, and we're watching UCCS versus Pueblo. And about 4 minutes to go, our son steps up. Now, they're losing, so we'll leave that part out of the story. Drew steps up and hits an absolute banger. Beth screams, and I think hotel security is going to come. So she's screaming. She's happy. Well, obviously, we're happy for our son. So it takes a little sting off. 20 seconds later, I kid you not, boom, an absolute golazo, drops the hip, bam, smashes it again. She's screaming even more. Fast forward. Now, they're still losing by 2. 6 seconds to go. He gets another free kick. Keeper makes a great save. So it's almost a hat trick in 4 minutes. So at the end of it, we got to keep things in perspective, and we're very happy for him. And for them now, this Wednesday, they host the RMAC semifinal. They need to win the league to go to the NCAA tournament. They're hosting. So Beth and I and some of the supporters will be heading down for that. But great goals for Drew. We're glad he had that moment. And hopefully a couple more good big moments because they'll host. They need to win 2 games to make the NCAA tournament. So, best of luck to UCCS.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, last Friday, we had...
More importantly.
Yes, more importantly, or importantly. Well, I'll let you say it so that it doesn't look like it's self-serving.
Well, we had a dinner amongst some of the people in the neighborhood to celebrate E.J. Poloni being Student of the Month at Thunder Ridge Middle
Second time this calendar year.
Yes. And that's
Thunder Vista.
Thunder Vista. That's 2 more than Eric, Seth, and Danny combined in their lives of Student of the Month.
Oh, definitely.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to include Jason, Dave, maybe Jordan. She seems kind of smart. Maybe she got one at some point.
His sister Sophia also very upset that she has not gotten a Student of the Month.
I have no comment on that, but I'm thinking that's probably appropriate decision making by the administration. But so pleased for EJ. And EJ's reward was not having to go to dinner with the rest of us.
Hey, EJ, we're going to go out to dinner to celebrate your Student of the Month. Would you like to go? No, I'm going to stay here and game.
Yes. So
Like, great.
it was a win-win. So we celebrated for him, but obviously, for those of you that haven't met EJ, what a great young man, but really how he's matured and how he's developed. He'll actually talk to me a little bit now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How old is he now?
11.
11. So it only took about 10 and a half years for him to start talking to Seth and I. Yeah.
To be fair, I think during COVID you bought his affection,
It's like whatever it takes.
Well, and,
$1 at a time.
a couple of weeks ago, he tried to explain to me how to be a social media girl, and the
Yes.
6'7" and everything that So he's teaching me, and if you see improvements, it's because of EJ.
He does spend a fair amount of time on social media.
I believe that's most. kids
YouTube
his
is
age.
raising this entire generation of children.
Couldn't do worse than us. Really.
Our viewers are through the roof. So
Yeah. Through the roof. Yeah.
The roof's not very high.
100%, 110%,
Yes.
11%.
Yes.
All right. Well, NCAA selection show
Yes.
occurred yesterday. Buffs, as I mentioned, a 3 seed will take on Utah Valley in the first round on Friday night, 7 p.m. Prentup Field. Be there. If you have tickets to the Providence men's basketball game, it's non-conference. They'll just sell them. Don't use them. Come to the soccer game.
spoiler alert, we're probably gonna win basketball. Like, it's already, you don't have to go.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
We're pleased to be a 3 seed. They started this seeding kind of, it's almost like NCAA basketball. They seed 1 through 8, 4 regions. So a 3 seed is like a men's basketball 3 seed. So we're basically, playing a, 14 seed, but this is the best 14 seed you're ever going to see, because at the end of the day, it is still regionalized, and there's not a lot of teams in our area that made the NCAA tournament. BYU gets Utah State, so we get the other Utah team. And Utah Valley, they've won 14 games. They beat LSU, who's a 3 seed. They tied Cal, an ACC team that was on the fringe making the tournament. They beat Utah, 2-0. They had a tough match with BYU at their place. This is a Power 4 team, and they play in the WAC, and they got upset in their conference tournament. A team that they beaten 5-1, 4-1, and 7-1. They were up 2-0 late. They gave up 2 goals and lost some penalties, but still had a resume to get in the NCAA tournament. So this is a Power 4 team. They have the leading scorer in the country with 1 more goal than Hope Leba, Faith Weber, who has 22 goals. They have the player of the year in the midfield.
I don't like any of this. You're scaring me.
Well, I just want people to understand this is going to be a great game on Friday, and they're going to travel. They're going to bring fans, and I think you already touched on it. We need people out at Prentup. Potentially, unless there's a huge upset, this is our last home game of the season. We were hoping potentially get a 2 seed. It didn't happen, but that's okay. If you go before the season and say you're going to be a 3 seed and at home, I'm chopping off fingers if that would happen. So to be at home against a good team and a good match against a team that is a Big 12 team. They have super talented. They have a great coach. So it's going to be a huge test for the Buffs on Friday night.
Well, looking forward to it. Seth, what do you got? What did we miss?
Yeah, you touched on it a little bit there. Just the high power offenses going at it. Utah Valley is second across the board in the nation in points, assists, and goals, and Colorado right now is 6th. But you also just said, they have the leading scorer in the nation, but that wasn't even the conference player of the year in the Western Athletic Conference. So there's just a lot to kind of dive into on Utah Valley's side. Yeah,
they're different. They're built different. They opened up this $25 million stadium this year, and like I was telling my wife earlier, we watched a lot of their games. A lot of their games were on Monday, so there's no games on ESPN Plus. So I just happened to watch them because I'm not going to watch Monday Night Football. Nobody cares about the NFL anymore. No. So I'm watching these games.
Well, you can't watch it now because never mind.
YouTube TV. Yeah, that's a whole nother
you can come
thing.
to my house.
Yeah,
it's a whole.
I may have access to Fubo too. But anyway, so we've watched them quite a bit, and we can see how talented they are. So this is a tough first round matchup for the Buffs. And then obviously we can talk next week if we have an opportunity to advance. But really, like I told the team today at training and after the selection show, there's no more second chances. So don't leave anything to chance, and the Buffs will be ready to go. And I really, really need the Buff Nation out there. There's no football this weekend. We need the student athletes out there. We need the people in the community, and the weather. Unbelievable. Mid-60s on Friday. It'll be perfect, high 50s and no wind on Friday night. It's going to be a great atmosphere, and they're going to bring fans. They travel. They travel. They've got huge crowds at home. An opportunity close enough they can drive. So we really need Buff Nation to show out on Friday night.
Tickets are $10. They're available now. You can buy them.
Get going. And for all of you that are hitting me up, this is the one game where I don't get a free, but I get two.
Yeah, there's no freebies.
So one's going to Beth, and Grandma and Grandpa, one of them probably get the other, and someone else is going to have to cough up money. So my whole, tweet at us or whatever for the Buff Bells. Now, Luis, who's a Buff Bell member, has said she's going to get the bells out there. So I'd love to say, I still got a kid in college. I can't be throwing out all of that, but it's a great, it's very, the RMAC semifinal for Drew is $16. For me, I got to pay that on Wednesday. So this is
$10. It's cheaper to get in the game than it is to buy a Topo Chico at the game.
Yes, exactly.
But we would love it if you'd also buy a Topo Chico or Modelo or whatever.
Or a $5 water, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, but yeah, it's going to be a great night. And every home, this is the first home NCAA game under the lights.
Under the lights. First time hosting since 2019. And now we have lights.
And they're always 3 p.m. on a Friday, which is fine. And we get great crowds against Denver or UNC or Oklahoma State and all these other teams we've hosted at home. But under the lights, NCAA tournament game, everything to play for. I mean, I'm ready to go right now. Now, I don't have to play, Eric, but we talked about this in our pre-production meeting that Seth missed. I'm ready to go now. Now, I know the team is chomping at the bit, and we have something to prove. We've had a great season. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything if we don't get a result on Friday.
All right. Well, Friday night, 7 p.m., Print Up Field, $10 tickets. Buy your tickets. Be there. Last chance to see the Buffs at home this season. And good luck.
Thanks, Eric.
Just
all right.
CUBuffs.com/NCAA tickets.
Oh, there you go. So we know that, but we don't know how to get to our own show podcast thing.
Well, that's Eduardo complaining that he doesn't know how to get there. I think
he watches every week, so he figures it out.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I actually had quite a few people who have been coming up. I think we're building momentum.
I told I can see the view counts through the roof. Is what
is it?
I'm not
double
lying.
digits yet?
Oh, we're in triples.
Like 10.5 people are watching. Like 10.5.
Exactly. We'll take it.
Well, thanks to everybody's moms and dads and friends and neighbors for watching and following us. So we really appreciate that. You can follow the Buffs all season long. CUBuffs.com/soccer. And we'll see you next week.